Hello, welcome back to Victoria 3 and welcome back to our Austria save. So let's just have a quick look at what we've got going on at the moment in regards to our country. So we are 5th in the world in terms of our great power rank, just behind Prussia, which is rather annoying. In terms of our government, we are very much in the kind of Kaiserreich, being controlled by the aristocracy. They control 50% of the power in Austria, which isn't necessarily great. We do have professional army, which is quite nice. Public schools, which is pretty fucking good as well. It'd be good to get some health system going, but one thing that Austria doesn't really have any trouble with is population. Propertied women, which compared to the fact that most of them want legal guardianship, propertied women is better. We would like, interventionism. Interventionism is fine. I think I'd rather have something else. But I don't want to have agrarianism, so we're only going to carry on. We're not just going to play just by GDP, but looking at our GDP, Bohemia and Venetia are our biggest kind of territories. In regards to our foreign policy, you can still see Serbia. Don't worry, they won't be around for too long. They are technically one of our puppets, or they're in they're a dominion of ours. I can't remember exactly what they are. Diplomacy. They are a protectorate of us. We will eventually change that, don't worry. Diplomatic plays. We can make them a dominion, or just straight up eat them. Wallachia and Moldavia, that are part of our empire as well. So the kind of foreign policy is to make ourselves dominant in the Balkans, and that's going to involve kind of basically kicking out the Ottomans and controlling Balkans ourselves. Tech-wise, we're doing fine. We are going to need to try and boost our innovation up a bit, so that's going to be something. Our economy is doing really well, like really, really well, which is nice to see. So we'll kind of keep on top of that as well and see if we can keep building and building and building. What do I want to look at? I want to just see how our government building costs are. We're spending a lot on paper. So let us maybe build some more paper mills. Let's try building them in Staria, and let's get some logging camps in South Tyrol. Steel is just starting to be produced. It's not really making us any money at the moment. Do we have chemical plants? Yeah, we do. Let's get some of these built to give ourselves... Fertilizer isn't really a problem, I believe. But I could be wrong on that front. I am wrong on that front. Fertilizer is a little bit of a problem. Okay, so chemical plants will be good because they'll give us some fertilizer. And then with that fertilizer we can do some other stuff. We also need to get a university up to level 5, which I imagine is probably best to do it here. We have explosive input shortages at the moment. So that's why we're going to build chemical plants, to make sure that we can deal with that shortage. Elsewhere in terms of foreign policy, we do have Bavaria under our protectorate, and we're going to try and do the same with the rest of southern Germany as well. Just really wreck the Prussian Zollverein. Because why would we not want to do that? They're not quite there yet, but they will be soon. Our infamy is supposedly infamous. That's not good. But we will get that down. It'll all be good. But I hope everyone is doing well. Prussia no longer sees us as a rival. Well, Prussia, too bad, because I do still see you as a rival. Saxony is also... can join our customs union with an obligation. Now, what's our military situation? Prussia, I think, has got more troops than us, which is not ideal. We're about the same. We technically have 5, a few more brigades, but we will deal with that shortly. We'll make sure that we kind of have a bit more money in the bank before we do that, and make sure our ammunitions plants are up and running. It's actually lead they need more than explosive by the looks of it. They also need dyes. Okay, let's go to import route. We can import a lot from the Dutch market, so let's do that. And that'll allow the dye, well, our clothing factories to use those, because we're well miles away from producing our own dye with synthetics, so that should hopefully help with that. Now, where do we have lead balance? Okay, what is lead on here? There. So potentials on the map. Our biggest potential is in Austria, Slovenia, and Lombardy. There's a big chunk in Transylvania as well as East Slovakia. There's also a there's a shit ton of lead in possibilities for lead in Bosnia as well. So always a reason to look up at Bosnia and kind of go, I wonder if we can go into Bosnia and take their territory. Let's build a few lead mines over here in East Slovakia, as well as a few coal mines. There's a lot of coal mines in Slovakia, so or possibility for coal mines in Slovakia, as well as iron as well in West Slovakia. So we'll get some of that build up. You like that song? Which song? Taking over territory from? Oh, I am from Bosnia. Take me to America. I have never heard of that song before in my life. So yeah, once the lead starts coming in and can make money, obviously ammunition is quite cheap. But now that we have skirmish infantry, if we go to buildings and development, go to barracks, we can switch all of our guys over to skirmish infantry. Problem is, only certain places have actually got the qualifications for it. So, yeah, joys of being... we'll need to build some universities around to get people, qualified enough. Bohemia should, yeah. Central Hungary? No, doesn't. Austria definitely will. Styria will, South Tyrol will, Slovenia maybe, but not Bulgaria definitely won't. Moravia should. According to this, it doesn't. Interesting. Okay, it's not good. Now that ammunition's price has gone up because we're using it more, then these are going to get more and more employed, and yeah, it should all be good soon and move forward. Now the trade unions are pushing for the poor laws. Now poor laws are all right, because to people who would be on welfare, so dependents and such like that, they can get some money, which then means they can, obviously buy stuff, etc., on our market. The only problem with that is, obviously, is more cost, and actually at the moment nobody really likes the poor laws. The only people who really care about it are the industrialists and the trade unions. Now the trade unions are marginalised. The industrialists are not, so they would like it. The aristocracy clearly obviously doesn't, and most other people don't really care. The aristocracy don't like it because they just don't like giving money to anyone. It's the aristocracy. What do you expect? So it looks like the Prussians do also have skirmish infantry, which is a bit worrying. What can we also export? We can export a bit of fabric to the Dutch market, but not really much else. A bit of wood to the Portuguese market, why not? Get that trade up. Those trade centres to make that money. Lombardy has a significant problem with unemployment. Onto this, 80,000 people are unemployed. Yeah, that ain't good. So what we want to do, let's get a motor industries to start using some more of that steel. And at the same time, build a couple of lead mines, build a couple of iron mines, and open dye workshops because it will employ. I thought I would employ more people. Oh, it doesn't. It doesn't really. It just changes them from. What do you call it? If we add craftsman sewing in, it will employ a few more shopkeepers. So that's kind of fine. Now, ironically, no one's actually leaving, but I think that's because of our migration law. So, do you have migration controls? Discriminated pops are disallowed from migrating. No, they're not discriminated against the Swiss. Whoa, there's a load of Swiss here. Oh no, there's not. In Austria, most of them live in Croatia. Globally, obviously, most of them live in Switzerland. But they're all over the place. The Swiss, there's a Swiss dysphoria. Bloody Swiss dysphoria. Now, I'm actually curious as to... Yeah, there is people who deem themselves to be South German in Slovakia. Globally, you can see the South German population does spread all over the Austrian Empire. There's quite a lot of South Germans in Alsace-Lorraine. I wonder if we should go liberate them. I'm sure that won't cause any problems. See, in Austria, they're doing okay overall, but that's because the upper class is doing fine and the middle class is doing pretty well as well. The peasants are struggling, which isn't good, but we're still only at the beginning of our journey of turning ourselves into, Europe's greatest empire. It's all just a work in progress. It'll be fine. And the Ottomans and the Egyptians are about to go to war. Psychiatry. Okay, so that should give us a few more bits of taxes. And then what should we do? The Bessemer process is being researched anyway. Let's do some some nitroglycerin. I'm sure this won't be a problem. Do we still have a truce with the Austrians? The thingies? Yes, we do. The Ottomans. 1850. Oh my god. Okay, the Petit Bourgeoisie are now influential. Ash Kadu. Thank you very much for the follow. Much appreciated. How are we doing? So, who's now in control of the industrialists? A market liberal. Basically just wants anything that's going to be laissez-faire. What about the petty bourgeoisie? Are they just being racists? Jingoist racists. Okay. It's kind of weird that they're influential despite the fact their clout is only 5%. Uh-oh, there's been a flood in Bohemia. The local riverbanks have burst in Bohemia, destroying homes and taking lives. We'll put money into the relief, because we kind of want to keep... I don't need you guys there. We want to keep Bohemia, repaired. Hello, welcome Jano. Why, what's going on? Massive drop in population in Bohemia. And there's also a lot of people unemployed, which again isn't good. Why is that? Oh yeah, well, yeah, I can't believe you've caused us to have a flood, Jano. How dare you? Okay, I'm wondering, we can go now up to leaded glass. We could do crystal, which would get rid of the wood, but we don't have enough lead at the moment. What about tools? Oh, we need a shit ton more tools. Yes, lead. We're building lead mines. Don't get too excited. I'm also hoping to try and turn Lombardy a little bit better. I'm going to build a university here as well, and in Venice. Where are my most populous states? Hold on, population density. Okay. Transdanubia. Now they do have qualifications. Also have a load of people unemployed as well, which isn't ideal. Central Hungary, they're the same, they have qualifications. Now, this is saying that they do, but I'm wondering if we were to change over. It says it does. How's the Excel simulator going? It's okay. Absolutely fine. Need to sort Bohemia out because everybody wants to leave. Also, East Galicia. Nobody wants to go to East Galicia. Got a lot of coal mines. Why are randomly paper mines being present? Is that because they're trying to build stuff there or what? I don't know. Okay. Now then, starting to produce a bit more, a decent amount of lead, which should mean that the munitions factories, which now are asking for a lot more explosives, should be doing their job, and that should in turn be making a chemical plant loads of money. That again also provides us with some more workers. Now, engines. Because we don't have railways, we don't have engines, so I do need to be right back. So